Welcome back, everybody. In the last episode, we kind of went over what we did a little bit. I said I was going to go get some farm animals for our new farm. Creeper in front of the wheat farm right now. And again, I am joined with Chase.
What up?
How is it going? How's it going, my dude?
Just as good as it was about 10 seconds ago.
Exactly. You're not supposed to tell them that, dude. What if I backlog? Oh, shoot. Exposed. Anyways. But, yeah, we're here today. We are going for some good farm animal raising. I want to make it, right now I'm trying to make the outline of where I want to put it because I still have no idea. Do we want to put it right beside the crop farms? Is that a good idea? Or do we want to put it away a little bit?
Carter, I trust your judgment, buddy. You make the decision that you would like, and I will support it.
You know what? I got it. 100% right now. 100%. Locked down, locked and loaded. I need a lot of dirt, which I think we have, so that's good.
Should have a wee bit, yeah.
Alright, good. Planting these trees, it's a real chore, a real process. Trust the process. Speaking of that, what do you think about all these NBA trades going on right now, Chase?
So I really feel like I don't know something about the Anthony Davis situation. I'm gonna be honest with you, because if I'm the Lakers and I know that Anthony Davis is most likely coming here in the summer.
Yeah.
2020. Why in the world would I give up my entire team in the kitchen sink to get him now? It just doesn't really make much sense to me. So I feel like there's something going on that the public doesn't know about or that I just haven't heard about yet.
Hot take.
I feel like they're giving up an extreme amount of their future to get Anthony Davis. Not that Anthony Davis is not a great player. I'm just saying, historically speaking, whenever a team gives up that much for one single player, it usually doesn't work out for either team. So, that's just my 2 cents there.
No, I agree. And they want 6 to 8 first rounders for him, which I don't think anybody in the NBA is worth that. Maybe you could argue LeBron or...
I wouldn't even say that.
Yeah, I know, but oh, that was dirt. Never mind. 6 to 8 first rounders. That seems a little much. I don't know. Call me crazy, but that is absolutely absurd. I don't know what they're thinking they're gonna get, but because they basically offered them, like you said, their whole team right now. And Chris actually told me this. An NBA team can only trade up to 3 or up to 4 first rounders, which I didn't previously know. And so I don't know where they get those other 2 to 4 that they want.
Well, I'm assuming that there would be some way, some back door to get around that, just because I feel like that's a situation that has never happened. Because I've never heard of a trade with more than like 2 to 3 first round picks. So 6 is an astronomically high number.
It's so stupid. And I don't know, LeBron, everybody's saying LeBron's a cancer to the team and whatever. LeBron made him worse, which I don't agree with. I feel like, if LeBron's on any team, he's going to make them better.
I would just like to cite last season.
Yeah.
Literally the only difference is LeBron and a couple of old guys are there, and they are significantly better, and also they are talked about significantly more. So at the very least, the Lakers organization is making a lot more money. I would project.
And if that isn't enough proof for you, look at the Cavaliers right now. So,
So, when's the last time anyone has seen the Cavaliers on ESPN? Because I genuinely don't remember.
Exactly.
The last time the Cavs were talked about.
Same thing with the Wizards. I haven't heard a lot about them except John Wall slipped and fell and is out for a whole year. I heard about that.
That's a big feels bad man. That's a Pepe hands, forehead, feels bad man. That's all of them. All of them.
I love John Wall. I think he's one of the better end-to-end point guards, but I don't know. I don't know how you slip and fall in your house, and maybe he was like down the stairs and he fell incorrectly. Like, I don't It's crazy, but
I mean, I'm not gonna speculate. I don't have any information on that because it is a very strange scenario, but I'm not gonna say it's impossible because people do fall in their house all the time. So,
of course,
NBA players are not, immune from car crashes and other normal people things. So,
they
I would
are.
assume that they are not immune from falling in their own homes as well.
They are superhuman, but not in the way in which they cannot get hurt.
Yeah.
I feel like who's the best at not getting hurt in the NBA?
LeBron. I mean, really, honestly.
Yeah, when he went on that 17 game, streak of being injured, I was like, oh my lord, this is. I just want to
It's
see.
like the longest he's been out in his career. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I just want to see Braun back at it, and then eventually he did come back. Then he was out for quote unquote load management or soreness against the Warriors.
Load management. I didn't even bother going to the comments.
He's a big load guy apparently. No, Chris was like, maybe he was just doing his laundry. I was like, I don't know.
I mean, I too am slightly concerned about my loads, so it's understandable.
I mean, you do come back from a 17 game. You're going to be rusty, obviously, and then you play 40 minutes, which doesn't help anything. So I kind of understand. I kind of get.
I mean, I would have a huge load after that too.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yep.
But it's just crazy to me. And then, do you see the picture of him on the bench with everybody sitting away from him?
Yep. That's a interesting situation.
Yeah, I don't know what to feel about it. Hopefully it was just like a picture taken at the wrong time. I'm thinking that might be what it is. But, if the whole team's like frowning upon him for wanting to make it better and for giving them, more opportunity, honestly, I feel like, having LeBron on your team kind of takes away, or kind of like what Kyrie said, when LeBron's on your team, more focus is shifted towards them or towards LeBron than the players themselves. So, if anything, okay, I don't like the staircase I just made. If anything, it would help to have you on another team that doesn't have LeBron. And that is a hot take, because LeBron obviously is great at winning, great at what he does. But for individual...
Oh, but LeBron's lost 5 times in the finals.
Yeah, LeBron himself, mind you, that he did not really have a team during all those, so...
The only finals that I truly believe is a blemish on his record is against the Mavs. I mean, he did not show up, he did not play well, it's undefendable.
I agree.
However, Michael Jeffrey Jordan would not have got those would definitely not have come back against the Warriors, one of the best teams of all time. Which, the fact that LeBron beat a team that people argue is better than Jordan's Bulls should tell you. And mind you, with scrubs, all right? I don't care. You could argue J.R. Smith and Tristan. They're scrubs. All right, look at the team now.
Yeah.
Mostly the same people, and they are butt and never talked about. So,
I agree with that, 100%.
However, I do believe that Tom Brady is the greatest. I won't say greatest athlete because I have a different terminology for athlete. I believe Bo Jackson's the greatest athlete of all time.
I agree with that.
However, Tom Brady is the greatest sportsman, I guess is the best way to put it, of all time. 6 rings in a very random sport, most of all time, in a 20-year span. I mean, can't argue it. Can't. The numbers do not lie.
100%. And I said that in an earlier episode. I was like, it's, you can't argue. I know you can hate Tom Brady as much as you want, obviously, but you cannot argue that he isn't the greatest football player to ever play. And obviously, the GOAT, you could call him the GOAT of, not the GOAT in general terms, because, it's kind of hard to establish a GOAT in just the sports world, but probably the GOAT in all of pro football. I'd go out and
The
say.
only person that I've ever heard an argument for of being the GOAT ahead of Tom Brady is Lawrence Taylor. That is the only person I have ever heard people talk about as like, or Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice.
Yeah, Jerry Rice is really good.
Just because they were both just so much better and played the game at such a different level as anyone else to ever play their position.
I agree with that.
Which, you know, Tom Brady, like, you know, he's he's the best, you know, at quarterback. But the only thing that Tom is doing that's unprecedented other than winning, like when I'm talking about Lawrence Taylor and Jerry Rice, I mean they did things and could do things that no one else could do. There's really like nothing in Tom's arsenal that, you know, Joe Montana or Peyton Manning literally couldn't do.
That's fair.
The thing that sets Tom apart is consistency. And so that's why I would say that Tom is definitely the GOAT of quarterbacks because he just does what everybody else does, but better.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't have something about him that no one else could do. And that's why I argue that Bo Jackson's the greatest athlete of all time, is because, yeah, you know, he played 2 sports for a very short amount of time, but if you watch the tape, he could do things that nobody else could do, and nobody's been able to do since. Like, when's the last time that you saw somebody walk up in the All-Star game on the first pitch and just golf swing it over center? No. Like, I've never seen that. I've never seen anyone else do that.
That's very true. Yeah, I mean, each guy has their own certain qualities that makes them who they are, and that is greatness, you know?
Yeah.
I feel...
You know,
I don't know.
To give you a slightly better example, or to sort of enunciate what I'm saying, Randy Moss is another guy. I'm not saying Randy Moss is the GOAT by any means. But when you listen to professionals talk about Randy and how he played, he was just more athletic, bigger, and faster than everyone else. And Jerry Rice could just catch anything, could create space, like he could just do it so much better than everyone else that, you know, it was just unprecedented and hasn't been replicated since.
Very good point.
And I do agree with the criticism that, oh, you know, Tom is like a system quarterback and, you know, he doesn't throw the ball down the field enough and all those things. Those are completely true. However, I don't think that takes away from him as a quarterback, because that's where I'm saying he just does things that everybody else can do, just better and more consistent.
That's definitely a fair argument. I mean, I think that's what makes you the GOAT, is being so consistent all the time.
Yep.
Nick Foles makes $2 million payment to the Eagles. Breaking news.
Yep, he bought himself out of his contract.
Unfortunate, because I love Nick Foles.
Big Dick Nick, hell yeah.
That's what they call him.
Best nickname ever.
Well, actually, we saw the Hornets last night, obviously, and then we called, was it Biombo? Big Balls Biombo? When he had that dunk?
Big Balls Biombo.
Big Balls Biombo. And
I'm with it.
They would have won if they put him, hot take, they would have won if they had him in at all in the fourth quarter. But unfortunately, they did not. So, probably why they lost. Hot take. Hot take. I know it's hard for one person to make that much of a difference, but when you're going up against very athletic team like the Clippers, who have more than one clutch player, you know, you kind of have to establish something, and they just couldn't get anything rolling. But Biombo's good on the inside, they didn't have any inside players, so hot take. Call me crazy. Do I like how this is set up? No, I do not. I'm gonna change it. I think that's good. Yeah, we'll just keep that there. Alright, the fandoms are no longer after me, so I just gotta wait for Okay, it's almost daytime. Just gotta wait for daytime, and we are going to get these dang sheepage.
Alrighty, guys. It looks like the our mine base is somewhat set up here. It is looking nice and crispy.
Who are your top 5 basketball players ever? Let's go on that.
My top 5 basketball players ever. Number 1, LeBron James. I just feel like, statistically speaking, he is just, like, he can do everything. You know, the only knock on LeBron really is defense. Like, when you're looking at a pure basketball point of view, defense.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And literally equal hair's breadth, like, margin, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Gotta respect him. You know, I honestly, like, if I could, I would put them as tied, just because they're both, I feel like they're both just significantly better than everyone else.
I thought for sure you would have said Jordan is your first.
I flip-flop back and forth because it just depends. It really just depends on the criteria you grade them on. Like, if you just go on basketball, like, LeBron can do things better than Jordan, with the exception of defense. That is the only thing that Jordan can do better. However, LeBron can guard all 5 positions much better than Michael Jordan. So that's why I give the nod to LeBron.
Very true. I was coming in number 3.
Number 3, I'm gonna have to go with. Again, I haven't put too much thought, but I'm gonna have to go with Wilt Chamberlain as my number 3.
Also a fair
The reason
statement.
I say that is it's another situation of Wilt could just do things that nobody else could do. You know, yeah, he's an old timer, and people say, oh, you know, played against grocery baggers and all this stuff. However, if you listen to the people that know a lot about your basketball history, you know, reference Jackie McMullen, who just wrote a massive piece on the Lakers and Celtics rivalry throughout history. Wilt Chamberlain was known for being abnormally strong, like inhumanly strong. And so if you listen to the stories, you know, I believe that Wilt would have dominated in any era. And that's why right behind him at number 4, I have Shaquille O'Neal. Because he is very similar to Wilt Chamberlain, just unstoppable force. There's more tape on him. So honestly, I would accept, you know, putting Shaq at 3 and Wilt at 4, just because there's more footage on Shaq and more evidence that Shaq was just a dominant player. And then number 5, the number 5 spot. Who's going to come in at number 5?
I know who I'd put at number 5, but
I'm going to make a prediction pick at number 5.
Okay.
Okay, and it's not. I'm going to put a prediction pick at number 5, and it's going to be kind of a hot take.
All right.
I'm going to say by the end of his career, Steph Curry will be number 5.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because, obviously, the three-point record is just going to get shattered by an astronomical amount. Like, I would be disappointed if he doesn't make 3,000 threes in his career, and the current record's like 2,200 by my man Ray Allen, favorite player of all time.
Really?
So, and he's doing it with, you know, he's a very humble person. You never really hear about him. You know, people shit on Curry just because he wins all the time, but you don't really hear anything negative about Curry other than the fact that people want to hate him, or want a reason to hate him. His shooting, he's the best shooter of all time, one of the greatest ball handlers of all time. He's got the rings, winningest team of all time. He's got more range than any player in history. Like, it's another situation of he could just do things that nobody else could do. So that's why I believe by the end of his career, you know, assuming he doesn't fall off or get injured, or if he continues at the rate that they are now, and the Warriors are continue to be run like the Celtics and Lakers of old, to where they're just consistently making the right decisions, then I believe he'll be at the number 5 spot by the time he he's all said and done.
Interesting.
So that's what I would say. I would say LeBron, Jordan, Wilt, Shaq, and then Steph by the end of his career. But if I had to pick right now, I would probably say Tim Duncan. I'd probably say Tim Duncan. Either him or, let's say him or Kobe. And again, I'm, you know, not trying to divulge too much personal information. But I am only 20, so, you know, you're Elgin Baylor, Bill Russell, Jerry West. Please do not try to argue that Bill Russell is the greatest of all
Bill
time.
Russell.
Because he's just not. I'm sorry, love Bill Russell, but he was just on a great team.
I wouldn't even put him in my top 10.
10, yeah.
Yeah.
So, just miss me with the Bill Russell. I respect him as a athlete and as a social activist. But, yeah, he was on an amazing team, so.
I agree with that.
Yes, he was playing against grocery baggers, but he doesn't have the same level of mystique that Wilt does. So let me know when. And the reason being, here you go. If you want to argue, if you do want to argue with me about it, just please go on Google and search for the head-to-head statistics of Bill Russell against Wilt Chamberlain. Yes, Bill Russell won, but Wilt dropped about 50 and 20 in every game. So. Suck my penis.
Interesting. I never knew that. And you got consent to suck his member, so there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
And as we discussed in the last episode, theoretically it is rather large.
There, yeah, that is an honor and a privilege. You should feel great about that.
So, changing the subject, I'm gonna go yell at my mom to get the meatloaf. So,
all right, I feel like that's a good place to end it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's time for meatloaf. That's gonna be the name of this episode.
It's time for meatloaf. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Except you already know the title because it's already on the video you clicked on.
Clicked it. So.
Yeah, there you
go. You got the witness of the creation.
All right, that's gonna do it for us here. By the way, my top 5, just while we're on the subject, my top 5 would be LeBron, Jordan, very, very close, like Chase said. I really like Kobe Bryant's mentality, so I'm going to knock him at 3. I feel like nobody else has had his mentality, even though he didn't pass the ball at all. Definitely not a great team player, but individually, I'd say Kobe at number 3. Right beside him, I'm going to put his teammate Shaquille O'Neal right beside him. Again, unstoppable force that really nobody could stop. If he was in the NBA today, he would just absolutely wreak havoc. Even still, with people like Giannis, LeBron, people like them. So Anthony Davis, Cousins.
I honestly, we're going to extend the episode a little bit here because I want to talk about this point. I actually feel like Shaquille O'Neal would be better in today's NBA than he was back in 2000. Because if you notice the style of center that he would be playing against, what are they going to do? What is
absolutely
Kristaps
nothing.
Porzingis going to do against Shaquille O'Neal? What is Bogdan going to do? Heck, even the toughest player, OKC, what's his name?
Steven Adams.
Steven Adams is probably toughest guy in the NBA. Shaquille O'Neal will body Steven Adams. So I'm expecting his field goal underneath the basket to be 100%.
I agree with that.
So literally just give him the ball in the restricted area, dunk it, and then go back down to the other end of the court.
All right, there you go. And like I said...
What's your number 5?
Number 5. Okay. I got to think about this one because there's a lot of people I want to put at number 5, but...
I did as well.
I like the play style of Karl Malone a lot.
Malone, very underrated, very underrated.
Yeah, but I wouldn't rank him at number 5 probably. I liked
Hakeem Olajuwon, another honorable mention that I didn't bring up.
I agree with that as well.
Timmy Duncan, finesse god.
I like Tracy McGrady a ton. But number 5, let's see. It's going to have to go to
J.R. Smith.
Yeah, right. J.R. Hennessy Smith. Man, that's a tough one. Number 5 is going to go to. You know what? I'll give it to Chamberlain. I feel like his play style was, like you said, way different than everybody's. And whenever I played NBA 2K, I would always try to find Wilt Chamberlain, try to get him on my team, just because he was such an unstoppable guy, like you said. I really, really enjoyed playing as him on 2K, as well as seeing the highlights he made. I feel like, it was just, I was in awe when I first saw him. So my top 5, like going over it again: LeBron, MJ, Kobe, Shaq, and then we got Chamberlain. Yep.
My top 5 going again: LBJ, and then Michael Jordan, who are hair's breadth apart. You can flip-flop them, I don't care.
Yep.
Then we've got Shaq and Wilt, again, flip-flop them, I don't care. And then at number 5, Timmy Boy Duncan, the old man.
All right, there you go. So, guys,
we'll catch you on the next one. In the comments section, let us know if we left anybody out. What's your list? And send me your best recipes for meatloaf, because that's what I'm starting the next episode.
This dude likes meatloaf, but I unfortunately do not. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed, and like Chase said, leave down in the comments some good meatloaf recipes. He'll be sure to snag those. And I hope y'all enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.